yeah, harlots, here we are on another live, even though nobody's watching it. But I always start the videos like that.
Yes.
We're talking about, yes.
Otherwise you'll be grounded.
So. Yeah. Mommy Mary.
You better hush your little...
Just kidding.
Don't make me come over there and... Ooh. Said that earlier. Welcome. Today we have a special guest, but we're going to hold it for a second so we can share the link.
How long?
What do y'all want to be when you grow up?
How long?
I don't know.
How long?
That's a long time
What do y'all want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Wow, that picture on there?
You know you can airdrop
You didn't know
this?
that?
No, that's nice.
Share play?
I had so many things I wanted to be when I wanted to grow up.
Wait, am I the fat one in the middle?
No. I just put some pictures on there. Actually,
Okay,
I think you were
the...
Put them back up.
Wait.
Put them back up.
Hold on. Crap. Okay, there we go.
I'll tell you which one.
No.
So, that's not... Oh, no.
I shared it.
Alright, I'm going to share mine. Starting with Facebook.
Oh, no, it's all gone wrong. But, hold on, let me pull it up on my phone so I can see. Because I can tell you. Because I did 3 separate pictures, one for each of us.
Let's see, cooking. Alright, Snappy Chat.
Oh, you're the one on the right. Carly's the one on the left, and I'm the one in the middle.
You're just saying that.
No, because when I made it, you had one of those. I seen a TikTok of you wearing one, like your scarf thing.
Oh, on the right?
Mhm.
Well, they're all pretty. I was just wondering.
And look on the tatas on the one in the middle.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Mine are the ones going the lowest to the floor.
Oh my.
What do you call them? Flapjacks?
They're my flapjacks. I see a couple people coming on. When you come on, say hello so we know you're there.
Yes.
Let's see.
And you were talking about pancakes.
Yeah, not my boobs.
Please advise, parental warning is advisory.
We could put a parental advisory right on your face state.
I mean, hold on, where is it?
We normally have it up.
We didn't have it up today.
I put it up today.
But we did say it on the podcast. We were like, she said it, and then I heard her say it, and I still said it. I was like, I don't know. Parental advisory is advised.
Especially with pictures we're showing today.
Oh my gosh, I could share this to Pinterest.
Interesting.
Witchy things.
Yeah, even though we're talking about like former presidents or whatever and everything, we got to be aware that this is not about politics.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just about former presidents being in secret societies and everything like that.
And secret societies that aren't so secret since we know about them.
Yes.
Yeah, but
well,
I
didn't know.
Well, you gotta. Well, secret societies was a secret society way back in the day before social media and all this came out and everything. Like if you look at wrestling or whatever, people really thought wrestling was real until social media came out, the internet, and all that, and then everything became so. But you never know. There are probably secret societies in other countries that we don't know about.
What is happening?
I'm trying to find the maroon.
Yeah, because she caught my eye.
I
I was
was like, what is
I'm like, wait a
happening?
minute. Oh, that's nice, little ruby.
That would be that would be kind of cool if you could have like some type of LED lights just flashing in the background behind your name, going toot 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 toot.
like,
Say less. Hold on, this is fade.
Ooh. So, for secret societies, we plan on talking about Skull and Bones and the Freemasons, and if we have time, the Order of Assassins, right?
yes.
Yes.
Yep, we have time.
So we can go ahead and get started on this. And I look like a
I
broken
was gonna.
spell, so I'm gonna turn that off.
Well, we're gonna start with the Freemasons. They were an organization that teaches moral, intellectual, and spiritual lessons and encourages its members to improve themselves and their communities.
I think you need to go on mute. Hold on, I'm gonna mute you for a
Yeah.
second.
Okay.
Don't die, David.
Don't
Yeah,
don't do
don't
that.
die.
He's gonna be like,
Um,
he's gonna message me. Unmute me.
I
You
like
okay?
try to speak and I couldn't speak it out at first.
Okay, you go ahead and then I'll unmute him.
Okay. No, I couldn't. I was trying to like get it out, and I'm like, word vomit.
We're here,
As
but
my
we're not here, y'all.
Yeah.
To become a Freemason, a person must have been an adult male who believed in a supreme being and the immortality of the soul. They must also be of good moral character. They originated in Europe during the Middle Ages as the Guild of Skilled Builders. So after that, I'm going to kick it back to David to kind of go over more of the Freemasons.
As long as he's done
All right.
dying.
Yes.
So the Freemasons, as Carly was saying, is an old fraternity that begun during the Middle Ages in Europe as a gilded of skilled builders. With the decline of the cathedral building, the focus of society shifted. So the Freemasons actually became like social and philharmonic, I guess that's how you pronounce organization. Um, a professor of history named Margaret Jacob at the University of California, and she wrote a few books called The Living the Enlightenment, Freemasonry, and Politics in 8th Century Europe. Grounded in the Enlightenment, the organization. So it still conveys the era, the core values, the religious tolerance, and the thirst for knowledge and sociability. Says Cecil Rabugger, a Freemason historian of Freemasonry and a professor at the University of Bador. While not a secret society per se, it does have secret passwords and rituals that originate with the medieval guild. Today, the apprentices, spellcraft, and master masons who oversaw everyone working on the site. Today, these degrees are more philosophical. Now, since you have go back to the gravestone.
Okay. Let's
And George Washington, as you can see right here with George Washington. Okay, just hold right there.
Okay.
All right, so the Freemason symbol that you see on this graveyard, on this tombstone, it is not what everybody thinks it is. It's a masonry square and a compass symbol, which can be seen on the main floor wall at the headquarters of the Scottish Rite of the Freemasonry in Washington, D.C. You can actually see a symbol of it on the floor in Freemasonry in Washington D.C. The the all-seeing Freemasons have long communicated using visual symbols drawn from the tools of stonemasonry. So actually, what you're seeing with the symbols like the compass and um, the masonry square, that's what carpenters used back in the earlier days and everything before they actually revolutionized to the tools that we have today, which actually we still use a T square and a compass as well. Um,
I think
the
there's
all
one of
see
those symbols on the one of the buildings here where we live.
there's a few Freemasons here in Florence where I live at as well, especially here in downtown Florence.
Yeah.
The all-seeing eye or eye of providence, while not designed by Masons, has been used by the group to represent the omniscience of God. Those are actually a couple symbols for Freemasons, but mostly the ones that I've seen are the ones with the compass, and I've also seen mostly the one that I've seen is the one with the T square and the compass with the G. I
Hmm.
have seen very few with the I in the middle of the compass and the T square.
Hmm.
The square and compass depicts a builder square joined by a compass. The G at its center remains subject to dispute, which experts at the MIT, for example, believe the G is the symbol. Symbol center represents um, geometry, which kind of makes sense due to the compass and the square. So the G with the geometry kind of makes sense if you kind of look at it.
Yeah.
Um, the square and compass remains a popular symbol on Masonry rings, which I there are pictures of those as well where you see like Masonry rings, and those are on some of the rings. Um, so there's another lesser known Mason symbol drawn from nature, the beehive. Masons were originally working men who were supposed to be as busy as bees, says Jacob, and the beehive symbolized the industriousness of the lodge. And yes, there is a Freemason handshake, several actually. So there are several Freemason handshakes.
Did
Um,
we did we cover that? Do we know how to join the Freemasons? Like, did we
Amazon
cover that
early
already?
holiday deals are here. With
join the
everything you need to
Freemasons.
kick off the season,
There's some type of
shop Amazon's early
um,
holiday deals now.
Who's got Amazon?
Who has
yeah,
Amazon?
you'll have to.
New Orleans. This yearly celebration.
Um, I'm actually on my phone, so you have to kind of excuse the background. So, with the handshake, there are a few Freemasons handshakes, and um, for each degree. So, there's a degree for every Freemason. So, there's a apprentice handshake, a fellow craft handshake, and a master handcraft handshake. The first three degrees are also in the higher degrees. Each rite has its own handshake, so there is quite a variety. They are used during ceremonies for the Freemasons.
Cool.
The Catholic Church forbid. So, with now, if you're a Catholic, you're basically forbidden to be a member of the Freemasons.
The
What?
church said
That's
that,
rude.
or
The
the Mason.
Catholic Church, no, the Catholic Church
Oh.
forbids members from being Freemasons.
Weird.
Okay, that makes sense.
So even though the Freemasons is not a religion or whatever, um, members come from many faiths, but um, the Catholic Church basically condemns Freemasonry, and it actually began in 1738.
Interesting.
Prompted by concerns over Mason temples and the secret rituals performed with them in the 19th century, the Vatican even called the Masons the synagogue of Satan. I guess because of like the rituals and all sorts of other stuff.
Y'all notice a pattern that anything that any of the churches are like, oh no, that's against us. It's all Satan related.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Just throwing it out there.
Let me
So
tell
the
you.
church went even further in 1983, declaring their principles have always been considered irreconcilable with the doctrine of the church, and therefore membership in them remains forbidden. Which kind of makes sense since everybody wants to sit there and think that Freemasons and every secret society all deals with, Satan.
Yeah.
So the Freemasons actually inspired America's first political third party.
Interesting.
Yep. The first third party in the United States was called the Anti Mason Party, formed in 1828 in response to fears that the group was growing too secretive and powerful. Many of its members touted conspiracy theories about the Freemasons, which kind of makes sense because, conspiracy, there's always conspiracy theories everywhere. Um,
We don't know anything about that here on this channel.
Nope, nothing at
yeah,
all.
this is just hearsay. That's
I,
all there is just hearsay.
yeah.
Uh, uh, with leaders, some Freemason leaders claiming that an infamous murder of the time had occurred at the hands of the Masons
Hmm.
in an effort to keep the victim from revealing the organization's secrets, which would kind of make sense as well because, like, if you wanted to keep a secret from a secret society and you was going to have a member to leak a bunch of secrets out, that's the thing. Take them out.
Yeah.
One man exposed the secrets of the Freemason. His disappearance led to their downfall. Before his book could be published, William Morgan was dragged away by a group of Masons, never to be seen again. Five secret societies that have remained shrouded in mysteries, from the Knights Templar to the Freemasons to Skull and Bones, which I can see, which there has been some stipulations that the Knights Templars actually, that the Freemasons actually came from the Knights Templars, but there's no actual proof of that.
Hmm.
It's it's still a boys' club mostly.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Freemason membership has only been open to men.
Of
Yeah.
Uh,
course. It's a man's
which,
world.
yeah, it's a man's world, and a kind of guidebook in 1723, written in 1723 to the organization by James Anderson, written under the aegis of the Grand Lodge of England. Women and atheists were excluded along with enslaved people. So basically, if you were a woman, an atheist, didn't believe in God, and you were a slave, you couldn't join the Freemasons. Was that's kind of messed up. Could you imagine living in that period?
Well, if we were living in that
Guys.
period, we'd been burned at the stake, or hung, or shot at, or
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Like honestly,
I don't know what I would have. Sometimes I wonder what my past life was.
that's I. You know, Carly, she can give you tips and stuff.
What?
Uh,
What? She knows all about the past life stuff.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah. I'm sorry. I was
maybe
trying to tell
us
my daughter.
harlots should start
You're
a
like, wait,
secret
what?
society.
I think we should start a cult.
so basically,
Not a
Really?
cult, a secret
What?
society.
Holy!
Okay, Coven.
That
You know,
You
coven
guys are
secret
going to fun out of
society.
it.
you know, Carly, she always taking it to a dark place.
Well, you guys take my fun out of it.
I say, let's start a secret society, and Carly says, let's start a cult.
I'm like, a cult, yes, cult. Well, what? Well, hold on. Let's just. I'm sorry. I know we're busy, but let's
okay,
just.
let's stay on track. Let's
No,
stay on
I
track.
want to know what kind of cult we would have.
A coven.
Well, no, you said cult.
Not a coven. You
Okay.
gotta behave.
Okay,
All right. So which
sorry.
one we got next? Are we gonna?
Okay,
Are we?
so now the Masons they come from all walks of life. Due to that, they can afford to pay the annual subscription.
I don't got time
But
for that.
while
I
women
can
are
barely.
allowed to join, uh, but while women are allowed to join an affiliated organization called the Order of the Eastern Star, and some lodges recognize female members. Freemasonry is not as universal as it claims, since in many countries women and atheists are still excluded. In the US and Europe, it can vary city to city, lodge to lodge. If y'all see where that was going.
All I heard
That's
was,
cool.
"I'm a man and women have no rights." Blah blah blah
That's why I
blah.
said we could start a coven.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna have to sit there and I've heard so much about women's rights this, women's rights that. Y'all don't know how much y'all have rights here in this country compared to women
Ooh.
over there in other countries.
Well, compared, if we're comparing, women can't compare to each other. We're all individual. So
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like women here be like, oh, we don't have rights. They're taking our rights away from
they,
us.
we're
When?
getting too
Okay.
political, but yeah, we're getting too political. But yes, in Texas, absolutely. I'm sorry, but even though we have rights in the U.S., like we don't have all those rights. You got freaking political debates about what women can do with their uterus. What can they do? You know what I mean? That is nobody's business. What goes on in anybody's bedroom is nobody's business. What goes on in my uterus is nobody's business. It's nobody's business. Um,
All
so
right.
I'm gonna end it right there.
Yeah, let's just
Get back on
okay.
topic, guys.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. I got a lot to say.
I
I
was
feel
joking
very.
about the coven because most covens have males too, by the way.
Oh
But let's
yeah.
go
Well,
on.
everything we say is pretty much joking. I'm not mad, and
No,
hopefully my tone doesn't come off like that. I was just like, hold up, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
but I'm just sitting
back
there
on topic.
saying that
Back on
I'm just
topic.
sitting there saying that women here in the United States have more rights than other women in other countries. That's all I'm
I can
saying.
agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
we agree with that. I'm just saying, but you can't say we have all the rights because at
We
the end
don't.
of the day, who really has the choice of what goes in my uterus? That's all I'm saying.
But they did have a female. Wait, Molly McGuire. They did have a female secret society too. We got to
Oh
Did
remember
yeah,
that.
they?
I
Yeah,
was
they did.
looking that up.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Hey,
looking
Let's
at the
get
one
back
he
on
was
track.
saying, the Eastern Star.
Yeah, I have
That's the one
that
I
pulled
got
up
up
too.
right now. The picture.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
That is pretty. Can I join? Oh wait, I'm too poor. I'm sorry. I'm
okay,
salty today.
so since
You're very
since
salty. I
since
love it.
All right, so since women can join the opposite of the Freemasons and everything, this has led to some controversy rulings. Since there is no national organization in the United States, Grand Lodges in each state are a court of last resort. This has led to some controversial rulings, particularly in southern states.
Hmm.
Freemasonry remains segregated. In the United States, several Grand Lodges still refuse to recognize Prince Hall Freemasonry. African American Masons. So I guess what it's saying is that the Prince Hall Freemasonry is an African American Mason.
What? Say that
Yeah.
again?
Okay. In the United States, there's several Grand Lodges that still refuse to recognize the Prince Hall Freemasonry.
Oh, okay.
It's a African American Masons.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So the famous Freemasons are everywhere. Uh, Famous Freemasons can be found throughout history. George Washington was a master Mason, and Benjamin Franklin was a founding member of the first Mason Lodge in America. Presidents Franklin D. Roosevelt and Gerald Ford were Freemasons, as well as was Prime Minister of Great Britain Winston Churchill, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart,
No way.
which I didn't know about that one. I did not know about Mozart.
That's shocking to me.
Yeah, that's shocking as well. Davy Crockett.
What? I didn't know about that one either.
Excuse me.
Davy Crockett was a Freemason.
Interesting. See, learning
Uh,
something.
Duke Ellington was also a Freemason. Nat King Cole, Henry Ford, Paul Robeson, and astronaut Buzz Aldrin.
So, break this down for me because my brain doesn't work that great sometimes. So,
Okay.
just like break it down. So, what is this secret society like? What's the rundown? Like, what is it about? Like, why is it a secret society?
The Secret Society.
Like,
Uh,
what's so fancy about it? You know?
okay, give me. Um,
Hold on, I can help you
now
with
you,
this. I just
you really can't. You
I didn't mean to
really,
put you on the spot. I just I just kind of wanted
which I kind of really
like
kind of looked.
simple it
Which
up for me.
okay, which I kind of actually looked into the whole thing or whatever, and it's basically like Carly was saying, and I was saying as well. It really goes back to the
Is it
middle
like
age
yeah? Is it like a
middle age.
social thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because on here it's showing like it's just like a social organization that
Yeah,
helps
you
each
can.
other. Like,
Well, the Freemason history was spread by the British Empire and is most popular in British Isles. Now the country was once part of an empire. George Washington was also a member, but they basically it's a brotherhood.
oh, I
It's
see.
they're there for each other. Like
But it's
It
not
would
like
be
they're all killing people or anything.
no,
no,
no. Even
Oh,
though
okay.
even though
not
there's
this
like
one.
even though there's some, conspiracy theories that the Freemasons had done such rituals or whatever, but those are conspiracies from a Catholic church.
Yeah.
But
So
like Carly was saying or whatever and everything, it's like a brotherhood, like a fraternity and
that's what
everything.
I say, like a fraternity. That's what it
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like.
kind of like a fraternity.
Oh,
Personal growth and self improvement within the fraternity. So, say you have a problem, you go to your brother and talk about it. What state kind of goes on in the walls, stay in the walls type of thing,
mhm.
as a
Like
fraternity is known for.
Oh,
like that
okay.
whole thing. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
So okay,
That's
so
what.
this doesn't sound too bad. Like for some reason I thought it was going to be like some deep dark secret, and they were off killing people
No,
secretly and paying them
Um,
off.
Nah,
my uncle had
but
a Freemason ring, so I think he was a Freemason, but I don't know anything other than that.
like like I could go on Google right now and put in an application to be a Freemason.
Yeah.
they do. The Catholic Church does believe Freemasons had their own religion, temples, altars, and rites too. We got to remember that. It's like 11 popes have spoken out against them,
They
but
it,
I think they just wanted the freedom of religion at that point. So we got to remember back in the 1700s, people were fighting for the freedom of religion. So I think
Yeah.
they just seen this as bad people when they weren't. They
well,
just wanted,
you
you know
kind
what I
of
mean?
you gotta also gotta sit there and think though too. Like yeah, as Carly was saying, the Freemasons was like over there in the British over there in Europe and everything, and when they decided to like the Pilgrims or whatever decided to come over here to America to escape Europe and the church, that's when the Freemasons decided to come over as well. But at the time, at the same time, they really don't sit there and kind of tell you that in history. But but you got to sit there and think though too. How did the Freemasons actually come over here? It was like Carly was saying. They
Yeah.
migrated over here,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and then they started their own ritual and everything. Now, with Benjamin Franklin being a Freemason, there's a lot of stuff with Benjamin Franklin when he there's a lot of there's a lot of dark secrets about Benjamin Franklin.
They
A
did
Yeah.
lot of
find,
dark secrets.
they did uncover a lot of altars and stuff with the Freemasons. So we do know that. They did cover vaults and everything else with the Freemasons, but they think that was how they got secrets passed and stuff like that, like letters from the redcoats and stuff like that, like away from the redcoats. But
But
we don't know.
there's a like I said, even though Benjamin Franklin was part of the Freemasons, when he would go over there in Europe and everything, they said that he was also a serial killer. That he would actually go over there to Europe and kill people. I don't know how true
There
that
was
is,
some
but
drama.
I don't
I don't know
know.
how true that is. But they're saying that there's a few dark secrets that a lot of people might that Benjamin Franklin probably kept secret over there in
Everybody
England.
has their secrets, though.
Yeah, we all have our skeletons.
Yeah, so the presidents that was in the Skull and Bones, as George Washington, he was a Freemason and everything. He was one of the highest Masons there as you could be. Um, and then give me one sec. So basically, 20 presidents were including 14. 14 were basically Freemasons out of 20 presidents. And as so, the only thing that I know is basically like three more, but I don't know like where the others came from. So, Um,
Hmm.
like I said, give me one sec.
One Mississippi.
All right, so
I'm just kidding.
George Washington, he was a Freemason. His presidency was from April 30th of 1789 to March 4th of 1797. Um, he initiated on the 14th of November. No, my fault. It was the 4th of November in 1752 in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Lodge number 4 was elected worship master on December 20th, 1788. So I think from what I'm reading is that on the 4th of November in 1752 he initiated the Fredericks Lodge in Virginia.
Yes.
I'm learning a lot, y'all.
So no, this I did not know. James Monroe was also one of the Freemasons. He was the 5th president of the United States, March 4th, 1817 to March 4th of 1825. He initiated the Williamsburg Lodge number 6 on the 9th of November of 1775. While at the age of 17, he studied at the College of William and Mary.
What?
Yeah, James Monroe. He was the 5th president of the United States.
Oh, we were just talking about this. You'll hear it next Tuesday.
Oh
There
yeah,
goes the train.
on the
There's
sixth.
always it's to her now. First I had it and I muted it, and now it's over at your house.
Sorry, y'all.
That's how it goes.
Now, Andrew Jackson was also a Freemason as well, so there's a lot of um, I don't know. Andrew Jackson was one of the most hated, I guess, one of the hated presidents of all times back in his day for a lot of reasons. He was
Well,
he was the 7th president of the United States, and he was elected. He came into office March 4th of 1829, and was um, stepped down March 4th of 1837. He was a member of the St. Tammany, later Harmony Lodge of Number 1 Nashville, Tennessee. He was elected Grand Master of Tennessee on the 7th of October, 1822, and served until October 4th, 1824. James K. Polk.
really. So, okay. So I don't. Okay. So I hate to cut. We are getting to 40 minutes. So we had 3 subjects to cover. How do
Well,
you feel about?
we'll just cover maybe uh, the skull and bones and everything like that, and that'll
Yeah.
probably the order of sets probably be that to be a later one since we're almost 40 minutes in.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
so James K. Polk, who was the 11th president of the United States, which I have noticed that they've kind of changed the month and the day up in the elections or whatever. He was the 11th president, and he came into office March 4th of 1845 and stepped down March 4th of 1849. He initiated the Columbia Lodge in Tennessee, and that's as far as it got.
Awesome. Well, hey, that actually really covered a lot of it, to be honest with you. And I know like it kind of keeps going and it does run a little bit deep. And we can always have like a part two of this. You know,
Yeah, we could.
it does get interesting.
Okay, so James Buchanan was also a Freemason. He was the 15th president of the United States. He came into office the 4th of March, 1857, and he stepped down 4th of March, 1861. He initiated the Lodge number 43 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania on the 11th of December in 1816. He was also appointed district deputy grand master for the counties of Lancaster, Lebanon, and York in 1824. Andrew Johnson. Now, Andrew Johnson, I can't believe he's a Freemason or whatever, but there's a lot of. I, I'm not really going to go into much detail with Andrew Johnson and everything. He's not one of my biggest, even though he was a Republican or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's a whole thing.
That's a whole different story
That's
on
a
that one.
whole
That's a
thing.
whole different story.
So I'm gonna go ahead and move us along. But
So,
if
Mike,
you want to hear more about this, just because we're running out of time, we only usually do an hour. I'm not. I promise I'm not trying to cut you off. I love you.
but
But
we can hear her. My
oh,
cat keeps sticking his paws under the door.
yeah, so I'm going to
so
kind of wrap this whole
okay.
Freemasons up or whatever. All right,
Okay.
so Andrew Johnson, he stepped in, as everybody knows,
Mhm.
in 1865. So everybody should know when Andrew Johnson stepped in. He stepped down March 4th of 1869. He initiated the Greenville Lodge number 119 in Greenville, Tennessee on the 5th of May in 1851.
Yes.
J- James A.
1851.
Garfield, yeah, 1851. He initiated one of the lodges in Greenville, Tennessee.
Dang.
James A. Garfield, he was the 20th president, and he came into office in March 4th of 1881, and he didn't last a few months, and he was assassinated and died September 19th, 1881. He was the second president to be assassinated.
Hmm.
Oh, that's sad. That kind of
James
guy.
A. Garfield initiated the Magnolia Lodge in Columbus, Ohio, on the 19th of November in 1861, and raised on November 22nd, 1864, in Columbus Lodge number 30. So I guess he initiated two lodges, one on the 19th of 1861 in Columbus, Ohio, and then another one on the 22nd of November in Columbus, Ohio in 1864.
This sounds
Joined,
very busy.
yeah, so he joined the Garrettsville Lodge in 1866 and was its chaplain for the years of 1868 to 69. And he was a charter member of the Pinto Fa
Pinto
Pint
bean.
no the Pint Alpha Lodge number 23 in Washington D.C.
I'm sorry.
All right,
Uh,
so William McKinley was also a Freemason, and he was the 25th president. He came into office the 4th of March of 1897 and stepped down on the 14th of September in 1901. He initiated the Hiram Lodge number 21 in Winchester, Virginia on the 1st of May in 1865.
So
He joined the
I
Canton Lodge. number 60 in Canton, Ohio in 1867. He was a
Hmm.
charter member of Eagle, later William McKinley Lodge, which, okay, now, okay, now I do have something on William McKinley. William McKinley succeeded Garfield as both Mason and the next president to be assassinated.
Oh, that's so sad.
So he also, so there was a charter named William McKinley in Canton, and I think I had something written down about that, but I can't remember if I did or not. No.
So there was two presidents who were assassinated, and they were both Masons. Do you think it was because of their presidency they were assassinated, or do you think it was really something to do with the
Well,
Masons?
the okay now with Abraham Lincoln, that was it was that didn't have nothing to do with well, Abraham Lincoln wasn't even in the Freemasons. With Abraham Lincoln, he just got assassinated because John Wilkes Booth was a Southerner and everything. And the thing about it is, though, too, is that if President Lincoln would have been assassinated during the Civil War instead of after the Civil War had ended, the United States would be a lot different than what it is today.
Yeah.
But Garfield was killed for some other reason. It wasn't because of Freemasons.
I was just curious. It was just a question that popped into my head.
No, you're good. Teddy Roosevelt. He was the 26th president of um, the United States. He stepped in September 14th of 1901, and he stepped down March 4th of 1909. He also initiated the Mantecock Lodge number 806 in Oyster Bay, New York, in on the 2nd of January in 1901. He was raised to a master mason on the 24th of April in 1901. And there's a lot of Teddy Roosevelt could actually um, there's a lot of research you can actually do on Teddy Roosevelt as well because he actually fought in the
Yeah.
Mexican War as well.
Okay.
And actually, to be honest with you, if a lot of people might not know this, but Teddy Roosevelt was almost assassinated as well.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. Teddy Roosevelt was almost assassinated, and the only thing that saved his life was his speech.
His speech?
My kid, wait. My kid's
Yes.
yelling. There
Oh
we
my
go.
god.
Yes.
That's fucking wild. Excuse my
Yep.
language.
What?
I don't know why it's so funny.
Yeah,
I think you're
he had like
tired.
he literally look Teddy Roosevelt had this 500-page speech. If I remember correctly, he had
Oh
a
hell
500
no!
page
Not
speech.
500.
We're
Yes, a
talking about the
500
500
page
page
speech.
book.
And he was going to
Really?
sit there and some dude shot him and I think he got wounded or whatever at the same time and he went on there on stage and gave that speech. Yep,
With 500 pages?
I think so.
Oh, that sounds like me going to history class. Every time I went to history class, every eighth, seventh period, whatever it was, I was there for 12, 2 days.
Could you imagine having
I'm
to
just
read a 500-page speech? Sorry,
And
not to
I
get off
think
subject, but
well,
that's a
hold
big
on. This
number.
is coming from the girl that would read like Harry Potter, though. You know, it depends on who you ask.
hey, I read
What
Harry Potter
you?
too.
Well, Riz, didn't you read Harry Potter or no? I feel like
Oh
you
yeah, I
would.
read them all.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like you're the kind of girl that would read the whole Harry Potter, all of it.
Oh yeah, I read them in like freaking like a day. Not all of them in one day, but like
You
a
know
book a
what's
day.
funny? My grandma loved that. She was like, "Witchcraft is bad, but I like Harry Potter."
I don't know. The longest Harry Potter book was Order of the Phoenix.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I'm just learning all kinds of stuff today.
Yeah, man, that book was thick. Okay, so the next one, the
oh my
next
God, so
president
little.
was William H. Taft. He was the 27th president, and he came in after Teddy Roosevelt.
Mm,
So he came in on the 4th of March in 1909, and he stepped down March 4th of 1913. He site made a Mason at site on the 18th of February in 1909 in Kilwinnie Lodge number 356, Cincinnati, Ohio. Which I'm going to actually go into William H. Taft as well here in the next one.
yeah.
William J. Harding was the 29th president, March 4th, 1929,
Mhm.
and what? And then his presidency didn't last very long.
Were all these okay? So all these presidents, all this history, they were. This all connects to it.
These are
Yes,
all
these are all Freemasons.
Okay. So I feel like
So,
we're only going to have this topic today.
but
We're
that's
going to do
okay.
that. Yeah, that's okay. I'm cool with it.
We can
Um,
do skull and bones next time,
yeah, we can
like when
always
we
do.
get around to it.
yeah.
Yeah, we got
So,
December.
William J. Harding was the 29th president, and he served from March 4th, 1929 to August 2nd, 1923. He initiated the Marion Lodge number 70 in Marion, Ohio on the 28th of June, 1901. Huh. I would be born 80 years later on the 26th of June. He
That
was,
Crazy.
it's actually a Cancer. It's a June Cancer. It's not a Gemini. It's different. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. Not that
yeah.
anybody.
It was raised on August 27th, 1920 in that lodge. Hold on. Whatever the. Okay, who was that? Okay. So William Harding joined the Masons on the 28th of June in 1900 and became a Master Mason 19 years later.
What's a Master Mason?
Like the highest Mason, like the highest
Ah, got it.
Mason.
He's daddy. I got it.
Yeah, he's like the big dog of the and everything.
No, he's daddy.
Now we're coming. Now we're coming to the longest president to ever be president, and this is why they have
Trump.
a 2-year term limit on presidencies because of this guy right here called Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
He was
All
the
right.
32nd president of the United States. He came into office on the 4th of March, 1933. He was he he was he passed. Now remember, he died in office. Now Franklin D. Roosevelt died in office. He passed away April 12th, 1945. He
Oh yeah.
initiated the Holland Lodge in New York City on the 11th of October, 1911. He was made a prophet at sight in Tripobed Grotto on the 30th of October in 1931. He was made an honorary Grand Master of the Order of Del Malo on the 13th of April, 1934.
Wow.
So he was a Mason. He became a Mason in 1911, and he became a Grand Master in 1934.
That,
Now we're going to go to the guy that succeeded FDR, Harry S. Truman. He came into office April 12th, 1945, and stepped down January 20th, 1953. Now, this is where, if you remember, okay, remember how I was going the 4th of March with some of the presidents.
mhm.
Now, here
Sorry, what was
comes.
going on? Sorry,
Okay,
I zoned out for a
remember.
second.
Okay, if you remember how I was going the 4th of March with most of the presidents, Fourth of
Yes.
March, the 4th of March. All right. Now here's where the dates start changing. Harry S. Truman, April 12th, 1945 to January 20th, 1953. He was the 33rd president. He initiated the Belton Lodge number 450 in Belton, Missouri in February 9th, 1909. First worshiper master of Grandview Lodge number 618 of Grandview, Missouri in 1911. He was elected Grand Master of Missouri on the 25th of September 1940 and served until October 1st, 1941. He received the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rite on the 19th of October 1945. He was made honorary Grand Master of the Order of Delmarle on the 18th of May 1959.
Bye
Harry
bye.
Harry S. Truman was heavily involved with the Freemasons in Belton, Missouri, and helped found a lodge there in 1911 and was elected its first master. The, the lodge was burned down while serving in World War One. So the lodge that Truman had built was burnt while he was serving in World War One. Truman became the only president to receive the 33rd degree of the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to LBJ. Now this I did not know.
Yeah. Well,
He came.
tell us. Tell
He
it. Spill the tea. Tell
so
us.
LBJ, which I don't even want to go into LBJ and everything. So I'm just gonna go with
You
this
don't
whole
like
thing with
L?
LBJ.
You don't like the LBJ?
No, I'm not a big LBJ fan. He had
You got it. You got it. Lord, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just
we know where your head's at, Mary.
well, you were so serious. I had to break the ice. I'm like, hey, like, what's going on?
No,
You're
there's
like,
there's a
listen,
lot of there's a lot of controversy with LBJ.
I bet there
So
is.
I'm just gonna leave it like that. So he became the 36th. He's the 36th president. He entered office on the 26th of November, 1963, and he stepped down January 20th of 1969. He initiated as entered apprentice on the 30th of October 1937 in Johnson City Lodge number 567 in Johnson City, Texas. He did not advance
Johnson
any
City,
further.
Texas.
Yes,
That's
he
close
is.
to where I used to live.
Yes, Johnson's from Texas. He did not advance any further and did not become a full member of his lodge. Robert Caro does not mention Johnson's Mason membership or failure in advance in Book One, The Path to Power of his 4-volume biography of Johnson. Gerald Ford, 38th president, August 9th,
I'm sorry, I gotta freeze
1970.
you there. Carly, go get your food real quick. If you need
Thank
to
you.
go on, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so should I keep going or wait?
Well, we got to wrap it up. We are coming on
Okay,
to an hour.
okay.
So,
But we
So,
okay.
can pick
all right.
up next time.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
we can
fine.
do part two.
All right. So Gerald Ford is the last Freemason president. He's the last Freemason. He's the 38th president, and he stepped into office on the August 9th, 1974, and he stepped down January 20th, 1977, which I think Gerald Ford succeeded Nixon, didn't he?
That sounds right, but I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Because I know Nixon stepped down, and then some. Carly, did Gerald Ford step in for Nixon when Nixon stepped down?
Oh, hold on. Ask her that one more time. Now she's
What?
having.
Do you know if Gerald Ford stepped in when Nixon stepped down,
I don't know.
or
I
was
really,
that Carter?
Though.
I don't
Uh,
remember.
okay, because I'm just wondering because okay, Gerald Ford was the 38th president, and he entered office on the 9th of August, 1974, and he stepped down on the 20th of January of 1977. He initiated the Malta Lodge numbered 465 in Grand Rapids, Michigan on the 30th of September in 1949. Passed on April 20th, 1951, and raised on May 18th of that year in Columbia Lodge number 3rd, Washington, D.C., received the 33rd degree on September 26, 1962. He was made an honorary Grand Master of the Order of Del Morle in April of 1975. In addition to the individuals listed above, Ronald Reagan was made an honorary Freemason. Why did they sit there and say that Gerald Ford was the last Freemason president? Weird. Uh, and as a youth, Bill Clinton was a member of the Mason Youth Group Order of the Mole.
The mole.
Thomas Jefferson is frequently yet falsely linked to the Freemason, yet there is no record of him being initiated to any lodge, nor any references to Mason membership to his personal papers. So that's pretty much all the presidents that were pretty much in the Freemasons.
Nice.
That's a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
we did say we're not going to talk about presidents.
We didn't say we said current presidents.
Or did we say
These are all old.
politics? We
We
said
said
politics.
politics,
There we go. We said
and these
politics.
are all older presidents. They're not current.
Now,
They're not
now the one
running.
thing I
Depends on who you
did
ask.
no, the one thing that I did see as well, which I was actually kind of shocked with, is with William Taft. The thing with William Taft is he was his father was one of the founding members and created Skull and Bones.
What?
Yes.
Oh, now we're going into skull and bones.
Well, now we can pick up with Skull and Bones next time on part
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, William Taft's father was one of the co-founders and creators of Skull and Bones. And William Taft was also a member of Skull and Bones as well.
I see how it's connecting here.
So, yeah. And there's also two presidents as well that were also Skull and Bones. And they both have the same last name.
Yep.
I'm just going to leave it at that. and everything. So with the last names, but yeah, if y'all want to, the next time, if y'all want to, we've been on here for a little over an hour and it's almost 10 o'clock. If y'all want to do Skull and Bones in the next podcast, we can.
Yeah, we can do that because we have some openings for December, so we can definitely
Yes.
do that. We really enjoyed having you on here, and we do
Yes.
appreciate you. You know,
And
you really,
especially when you get on here and comment and talk to us when
Yes.
we're doing our lives. You're
yeah,
like, there's like two people that come on here on a regular basis and comment, and you're like number one of those two.
Well, hey, I gotta support y'all and everything like that. So
yes. And I did put your thing on here, and I can put it right back. So if you're joining us today, just remember you can follow David on YouTube at David S, which is David's 9000. And if you are interested, like,
the
subscribe.
S is capitalized. Just to let y'all know, it's David capital S 9000.
I was gonna do that, guy. Oh, bossy. Hold on.
Listen,
But just to let y'all know that my channel is for gaming and everything. That's what I do. I am a gamer, so
We
I
do book talk.
figured
So
the girls wanted me to be a guest on the channel, so I decided to become a guest and everything. But
well, thank you.
yeah, um,
if you have any questions or concerns, definitely leave a comment. We like hearing your opinions as long as you're not telling me my hair is tangled. That was rude. And we hope that you
If
have
you
a
know,
great
you know.
night. Yes. And if you can still see that comment, it's I blocked you.
And
Um,
remember, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, remember, like, share, subscribe, be kind. Please be kind, or
Because you
we
never
will
know
fight
when you're going
you,
to see a boob.
or we
So
will fight you. Just saying.
I'm feeling pretty feisty today. I feel like I could fight somebody. Well, hold on. Let me wait for my toes to heal. then, then I will fight you.
I'm gonna
But
say God. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna leave y'all to this. God bless. Have a good night. Y'all enjoy y'all's weekend, and I say go out and vote. No matter who y'all vote for, go out
Just
and
do
vote
it.
Tuesday. Just do it. Don't matter who you vote for, just go out and vote.
All
and
right.
like always, oops,
Yep.
blessed be.
Stay spooky.